In GTA 5, there are 25 electric vehicles, but the Chameleon is the only one that actually has an engine for some reason. And that's just one of the 75 facts we're going to be going over today. Like, did you know when you buy this car for 1.5 million, it comes with a spare tire with this logo on the back? But it's actually possible to go in Los Santos Customs with it and glitch it out so you can just have this random floating logo on your car. Speaking of the back of cars, most cars actually have a license plate that looks pretty similar to this, but there's a couple different cars that have these longer, like UK style license plates, which look pretty cool. And yes, we all know that NPCs literally cannot drive, but if you come to this road, it really confirms that NPCs cannot drive at all. To be fair though, Rockstar does have to take some of the blame, because if you come to this location, you'll actually find the stop sign that faces the complete wrong way. And yeah, NPCs just kind of drive however they want here. But you can also drive however you want if you buy the Vapid Guardian, because unlike other trucks where if someone's in the back, they're just gonna fall out when you drive, the Vapid Guardian makes it so you can actually stand in the back while getting drove around. And we've all been to Franklin's house and you see his super nice cars, but when you go to steal them, you realize, well, you actually can't, making these cars some of the only undrivable cars in GTA 5. I'm sure many of you don't care though, because you have your own amazing garages, and if your cars really are cool and you take them out in public, you'll see NPCs just taking pictures of your car. If you come on over to this location, you'll find that there's somebody who leaves their garage door open a bit, and if you run into it on a bike, you go absolutely flying. And I'm sure you know like pretty much everything about your CEO, but did you know if you come on over to your TV, you can actually use it to spectate other players around the map and the weird things that they get themselves into? I'm sure most of you are familiar with Mount Chiliad, and maybe even the fact that you can find people climbing it, but did you know when hikers actually reach the top, they will take a picture of the view, which is a pretty cool little feature. And when you find or buy a convertible, if you throw a sticky bomb on it and then put the top down, you'll see that the sticky bomb actually just kind of floats to where the roof used to be. The Ocelot Virtue is also an odd car, because unlike most cars that, you know, have a normal reverse light, this thing literally only has the name of the car light up a bit as its reverse light. There's also this car called the Viceris or something like that, and instead of having the engine in the front like most cars, the engine's in the back, but that's not the crazy part, because you can actually see the engine from inside the car, which again, I think that's pretty cool. And then there's the Yellow Jack Inn, and this place has some interesting things going on inside of it. Like to start, the money here has the GTA cover row on it for some reason. There's a picture here of the tow truck that actually used to be here in GTA Online, but it got removed. And if you come in this room, you'll find that there are just bloody footprints everywhere. And then right outside the Yellow Jack Inn, there's this little dirt road, but for some reason, no matter where you're going on the map, the game just refuses to use this road on the GPS. I'm sure you've seen these signs around the map as well, and they all have a phone number on it, which you can call, but either no one answers, or sometimes someone will actually answer, but then they just hang up without saying anything. And we're now at number 20, so if you're enjoying, drop a like. But for these next couple, I want to see if you knew all these weird things about Michael's house. Like if you come inside his house, you can find this skylight, but if you go on the roof, there's literally no skylight at all. Michael also has 3 bedrooms, but this one room is locked and you can't get inside unless you use mods, in which case, yeah, there's nothing really in here at all. And if you go in Michael's living room, you can actually find this ball that you can take outside and have way too much fun with, bro. But Michael's kitchen is also pretty cool, because he has this fridge that you probably just assume is empty, but if you use some mods, you can actually find that it's completely full of food, and it's just little details like this that I think makes GTA amazing. Michael also has a phone charging in his kitchen, but it's probably not his phone, because he uses an iFruit, and the phone charging is some sort of different brand. It's not an iFruit anyway. And Michael's garage is pretty nice, nothing too special, until you try to pull a massive vehicle inside and it gets pretty glitchy. And okay, I know the past couple haven't all been GTA Online facts, so I apologize for that, but there's this house in GTA Online that if you shoot at, it will literally start to bleed with each shot. We all know there's cargo bombs in GTA that can pick up cars, but it can also pick up porta potties, which is pretty interesting. I'm sure you've drove straight into trees before and nothing really happens, but if you drive into this specific tree, you'll actually see that oranges fall from the tree. That's not the only way to see orange though, because if you walk around the map, you can find these spray paint bottles, and if you shoot at them, there's actually spray paint that comes out in some random color. When you're driving around, you can obviously press a button to see what's behind you, but you'll also see your character actually does look into his rearview mirror when doing this, which is pretty cool. And let's say you're driving around for a long time, well, you might eventually notice your car does start to get a bit dirty after a while. You can actually find NPCs that wear glasses, and if you don't like them, you can just punch the NPC and their glasses fly straight off their face. GTA Story Mode has animals that you can can find, and if you shoot near them, they get scared and run away, but I mean, rightfully so. Have y'all met Trevor? There's obviously a lot of nice looking houses in GTA, and if you go up to one and just beat up their mailbox, you can actually send mail flying everywhere. And if you walk about this deep into the ocean, you'll see your clothes do only get wet up until where you walked into. The GT weather is definitely pretty unpredictable, but at least the NPCs are smart enough to know if it does start to rain, they should probably put their tops up on their cars. I'm sure you're very familiar with this highway in GTA, but did you know these cans that are here, they're actually there to protect you? Because when you crash into them, they're just filled with water, so it should help your impact a bit. Cops in GTA are very odd though, because when you walk around them with the weapon, it's no big deal at all. But the second you try to take a picture with them, it's over. You're going to jail or dying. And if you take the Duke of Death and throw a sticky bomb in the door, and then drive around a bit and blow it up, you'll somehow be completely fine. Similarly, if you go and buy yourself a night shark and hold the grenade in your hand while inside of this thing, when it blows up, you're gonna be perfectly fine. I don't really know how. Next up, this is a fence, and did you know I can break this fence and put my car right about here? And if I walk away and come back, the fence will respawn right on top of my car. And your GTA phone that you take for granted every single day is actually insane, because I guess somehow the phones in this game are bulletproof. If you go into this bank right here, you'll see these chandeliers around, but you can actually shoot at them, which will make them move back and forth and stuff. And if you come to this beach, you can find NPCs that have towels that say I Heart Vice City, which I don't know, I think that's a pretty cool little detail from Rockstar. And if you come into any of your 2-car garages, you will find this bumper that has the license plate Liberty City on it. GTA also has a couple interesting pictures around the map, because if you come into your vehicle warehouse, you can find a picture of someone driving one of your cars, but that someone is actually your mechanic who used to bring our cars to us back in the day. And if you go into any barbershop, you can find this picture where it looks like Los Santos is getting taken out by a tsunami, which is kind of scary. And if you buy the Futo in GTA, I believe it's like 59 different logos of the car you can find on the car. You could buy this 2-door car as well called a 190Z, but in your interaction menu, you can open the rear doors of this thing. And if you click it, it will just open these little flaps on the side of your car for some reason. The Sanctus is actually the only vehicle in the entire game where when you buy it, it comes with colored headlights installed on it. And a lot of cars have these V12 badges on them, but when you pop the hood of the cars, almost all of them don't actually have a V12. The Vision and the Tesseract are the only 2 cars in the entire game that will let you tint the front windshield, and I really wish more cars had this because it kind of looks pretty cool. If you take a car and break the sunroof of it, there will be a giant hole. However, you can't actually throw anything inside of it. And when you get a car with the engine in the front and open the hood while driving, the hood will fly straight off. However, when you get a car with the engine in the back and open the hood, it stays there perfectly fine. And if you get a car like the Dinka RT, you can roll down the windows, which is actually a really cool looking animation. I wish every car could do this. Helicopters can be super annoying, but if you just shoot the tail end of it, they'll actually go down pretty quick and easy. And when you want to steal a car, instead of breaking the window yourself, shoot the glass first and then steal the car, and it should be a little bit quicker for you. On pretty much every car, you can't change the color of stock rims, but on the BF Weevil, you can change the secondary color, which will also change the color of stock rims. Also, all of your cars with carbon fiber hoods, or at least most of them, don't actually have carbon fiber hoods, just they're wrapped carbon fiber. If you throw a bunch of sticky bombs in the water and you detonate them all at once, it'll make a giant tsunami, which is kind of cool. And if you're wanted, you can run up right up against the statue where for some reason you actually can't take any damage from bullets. There's this guy that sits in the bathroom of your nightclub who you can just go up to and tip a bunch of money to if you would like. And when you're going max speed in a vehicle, you can quickly bring up your story mode wheel and choose a character, and it will instantly stop your car. If you go into the casino and start taking pictures, security there will actually kick you out, which isn't super cool. When flying in Oppressor Mark II, if you go in first person, you can see the speed you're going, and for some reason when you click your handbrake button, it speeds up your Mark II by quite a bit. And if you come to this parking lot, you can actually find 2 enter signs, but they both face the complete opposite way, which isn't super helpful. I'm sure you're very familiar with robbing this poor guy in GTA 5, but did you know you can simply just use a snowball to rob him? And for some reason, if you fly straight into this specific part of the Life Invader building, you kinda, well, just die. If you get your hands on a Rumbo Custom in GTA and back it into a wall, it will just absorb the wall and bounce straight off of it. You also may have noticed that Trevor, Michael, and Franklin all have completely different looking phones. Not sure why, but it's fair enough. They're all their own person. Another thing that's cool about Franklin is when he steals the convertible, he just jumps right in it, unlike our boring online character. If you come to the military base, you can find these rockets, and when you shoot at them, they go flying away. Also, if you pull out a homing launcher, you may know notice that it has an HDMI and the VGA ports on it for some odd reason. And the final fact for today, boys, is the caddy from your bunker can actually be driven outside of your bunker. Just call Agent 14, request it, and there you go. You now have a caddy, and hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Drop a like.